and gentlemen, how you doing? This is your boy Mike, and I am here today. We're trying something new. Typically, I do not do live streams on Sundays at all. It's extremely rare, but today is a special day. Reason being is because I'm just chatting with my good boy Alex, my homie. We were just thinking about doing some kind of like podcast type show for everybody. And so I guess this is technically the first day. And so we're going to try and do this like very much like a show for you guys where we have on different guests. My homie Alex is also going to be around for a while with the show. And hopefully we bring on guests and everything. So, but before we do that, I'm going to say what's up to everybody. What is up, everybody? We got Athron in here. I know, Athron, I know you said you can only be here for so long. Keith, what up, man? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hi, Joy. Did Alex listen to Humpty Dance? I don't know how to ask Alex if you ever heard the Humpty Dance. The Humpty Dance. My boy hit. Yo, we're going to have to catch up. I'm going to try this week since we're on vacation hitting. I'm going to try this week. But if not, I'm going to message you. What's up, David? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Guys, I'm going to have to do one thing before we get started with the show. But... matter of fact, no, I'm going to just go ahead and bring in Alex. I'm going to just bring in Alex because my computer, I forgot to actually plug up my laptop. So anyway, we're going to bring on Alex in a solid 3, 2. You probably already hear him. We got Alex on the show.
What up? I didn't get my guitar. I can't play for you.
What up, brother?
You didn't give me enough time, bro.
Well, how you been, everybody? In case you don't know, this is my man, the legend, Alex Segrist. What up, bro?
Yo, how's it going, everyone? And what's up, Mike?
You don't know, this is so you may have to wear headphones because I can hear myself.
No, I just turned it off. We're good now.
So, for those who don't know you, Alex, please introduce yourself. I'm gonna go grab my computer charger really quickly while you do that.
Fantastic. What's up, everyone? My name is Alex Segrist. I am an American in Korea, just like Michael, and we've been bros since 2000. We don't remember the year. It's 2016 or 2017 when he called me out to do acting for his YouTube video called "I Need a Bro," and since then we've been bros. That's kind of ironic now that you think about it. And we've been podcasting together. We've been talking life together. We've been in his wedding. He has not been mine because I have not had one. Therefore, it doesn't make sense. And this is kind of fun. I feel like I'm now taking over Mike's stream. I get to enjoy this and say hey to everyone. So let me see if I can pull up the chat room here. I don't know Alex. Yeah, I know Amy J. Finally, you finally met me. That's fantastic. Hidden, hello. What's up? And we got Michael too. I even got myself some high-end technology here if I can find it. There we go. I can also use my really high-tech technology to make sure everyone knows that I'm here. Here we go.
All right, I'm back. What's up?
Oh, there we go. It works. That's it. I actually wrote on the wrong side very quickly, and now I've ruined the back of this board forever.
How did you write on the wrong side of the board?
I just wasn't thinking. I just pulled it up. Also, for anyone who doesn't know right now, the other part that you all need to know is I have not really been drinking for the last 3 or 4 months, and I had some drinks tonight. So even my minimal number of drinks has made me very excited and happy for today. In fact, this is a Di Serono. It's a rarity. It's like a Pokemon in Korea that's hard to find. Gonna go ahead and enjoy that. And also answer questions about Pop Mokcha and Happy. Is that Xander trying to get us in trouble with Sam Lachiri again?
That looks like that's Pop Mokcha and Happy. What up, guys? Love to hear your perspective because you've been so quiet about it.
I know, right?
Is this something about me? Have I been quiet about it?
I'm pretty sure that's just straight sarcasm.
I'll say okay, that or it's Xander. It's Xander.
It's Xander. It's 100% Xander.
So, like I said earlier, so this is our very, very I mean, we've been in live streams before, but this is kind of more of like a podcast-y type way that we kind of want to keep going. In case you guys know Alex, have been with Alex for a while or been with me for a while. Back in the day, we I think it was one of our first videos together. We did something called Cake and Race, and Alex has a video on his channel where we just eat cake and we talk about race relations. We talk about just people, and it's a really interesting. It's a great concept, and for years, Alex and I wanted to return back to that concept. We wanted to go back to it for the longest.
We did one recently at your house. It was only a month ago.
We did, which is something I feel like is one of those things that we should have kept going for a while, but you know, life got in the way. We never got a chance to do it.
Yeah.
So, but I gotta say, now's the time. This is the time.
It's, you know what? We're here. What better time than now?
Yes. And with that being said, tonight we are going to be talking about the world of dating in South Korea.
Scandal.
Oh my God. Yes, and we're going to talk about it from a male's perspective, more specifically.
We qualify as that. We are qualifying.
Yes, we do. We do identify as two males, and and moreover, we're going to talk about it from the perspective of two foreign guys as well, and two foreign guys who have lived here. Thank you. I look good with a little beard. Yeah, I haven't actually shaved this for like over a month now, and I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of like it. So anyway. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. So I hope you guys are ready. I know we also have some wonderful ladies in the house. We'll definitely do a show for the ladies as well. I already have an idea who I want to invite to the show that we can maybe interview and talk to. Alex, if you're down for it.
Yes. Who? You didn't run this by me.
No. I haven't even ran it by that person yet. So. I was thinking about, so like, I know Mesme doesn't want to come back on with us. So it'd be great having like a mini Korean Bros reunion where we just talk about like what it's like for her dating in Korea and stuff like that as a woman, a foreign lady, foreign woman.
We can also do the BuzzFeed video, why I left Korean Bros. We can finally do that.
We can finally do that. We can finally do that. We can invite them over.
In the video.
Was Alex on Hello Counselor? Oh, see, this is what I love. See, we're trying something new, guys. We're using StreamYard. See, bam.
Yes, yes, I was. It's secret. That's not really a secret. Wasn't Mike Colin on Hello Counselor?
So you know that was Alex. Yeah, you're gonna have to that video. I can't access that video anymore.
Hello Counselor?
Yeah, the same one because it's region locked.
Oh, thank goodness. I can't believe how do people like keep seeing like apparently they still show that as if like yes.
Yeah.
Pop Mokjen Happy. It was the program that I was feminized on, yes. But that was so interesting because it's such a okay. Can I quickly like just say something about that program?
Sorry, I had to pop it up on the screen. Go ahead.
So yes, about the program I was feminized on. It's actually really cool to look back on it because that was when we were different people back then, and like legit, those were issues we dealt with at the time, and it's kind of fun to like look back on it and see like what we were thinking, what we were talking about, and how I had issues because I had an earring in one ear, and all of a sudden like everyone was like, hey, why are you dating girls or something? Like that doesn't make sense.
You did have it. I completely forgot about that. You did have an earring.
This is the perfect time for me to get my earring again. I forget which ear it was. I think it was this side.
It's your left ear. It's your left ear, right?
Because like, hey, I'm in a rock band, and I'm single, so no one can tell me no. And my parents are too far away, so they can't tell me no. So I was like, I should get it again. Get a nice little diamond stud right there.
Yo, I remember that, and like I was in the audience the entire time because they kept. I don't know why the camera kept coming on me, but like I'm just like, oh, and then you're like, yeah.
We're like, you knew me, so your reactions were so legit compared to everyone else.
It's just like, oh, and it's like, yeah, they just think I'm gay because, and then like I remember the way you said something, like it was really cutesy, And then we were all just like we just felt so bad for you right there. What did you say? What did you say? Do you remember what you said? But you were like,
oh
you
yeah,
were
I had to
like
do
something very
something.
egoish.
They asked me to like do a gesture or emotion. But the thing is, like, that's the difference between like TV and reality is it's like I did that in real life too. But like when you and I do it, or when me and a friend do it, it's like, yo, we're just joking around. And like when you do it with a friend, when you make a gesture with a friend, it's like, oh, they get it. But when you do it for a national audience, they're like, oh my God, I can see why everyone thinks he might, like. But if I were to just do it with my friend, they'd be like, all right, whatever, like, like, hey, Mike, what's up? If I did that you on a Tuesday, you'd be like, hey, quit messing. But like, if I do it on national TV, they're like, oh my God, I can see it now. I see why he's like that. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, they play it up. They play it up.
It's like whatever. So no, the fun part about the show, I guess, that's not what we're talking about. Oh no, we are talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. Dating in Korea from a man's perspective, who seem to be gay to some people. I mean, yeah, that was a real time when I was trying to date in Korea. It was between girlfriends, obviously, because I was single. And it was hard because I was just like trying to be myself, trying to like find out who I was. And I wore an earring. I was just friendly with the bros. And it was actually funny because half the girls I met would ask, when I would leave the room, they would ask my guy friends, like, yo, is he gay? I'm like, no, no. The Koreans didn't know the difference between like the one year they were all like, yo, this is legit. Does Hello Counselor pay? They paid like sorry, it's just to make sure everyone knows. No, Hello Counselor pays like for transportation fees. Like it's really minimal. They don't pay to like have you make up a story or anything. Like it was really low money. But they paid for just like basically taxi fees.
Why risk it with any earring? I'm trying not to look at somebody's messages, like hit their comments. You know who I'm talking about.
Could be. Who are you hiding? I can't see.
I'm not hiding them. They're still here. Pop Mokja and Happy.
Oh, no, that's funny. I don't care.
They're just trolling. Oh God.
Why risk it with any earring? Okay, the answer to that question is I just at the time was just trying to like just figure out. That's all. It wasn't risking anything. I didn't care what a person thought, and then I was just surprised at how much people like would judge you based on it. It wasn't like a bad judgment. It was like, oh, he must be gay. Like, why do you think that? I was just trying to wear an earring. I was trying something out, and so that was my own opinion on that. So I wasn't risking anything, I thought. But yeah. Anyway, by the way, yeah. Oh no.
It's really funny because there's a delay actually when we talk. So even when I talk and then you talk, we end up talking over each other because there's this like 1 second delay. I love it. There was something that Rose said to me a while back. I think it was like a few years ago. No. It was while we were dating. I wore pink. And it's really funny because I feel like in the West, like there's still this like view of pink being very feminine. But I wore pink and like she was cool with it, but she was like at the same time, she was kind of like, yo, can you she didn't tell me to change colors, but she made some comment about how in Korea, like girls see pink as being very gay, which I thought was really funny because then I'm like, that's funny because like sometimes like, like Korean male friends here, like they'll get like really close to you and they'll like, grab you by the hand or like they'll get like really close, like really physical. And then you're like, for a Western guy perspective, it's like, whoa, chill, man. Like, why are you touching me so much, right? And so like, but no, that scene is just being normal and straight. But then if I wear pink, that's gay. Like it's such an interesting cultural difference, right?
Yeah.
Like
no, it's weird because like what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. I see a comment from Xander, like, the guy with the pink background. Like, if you're wearing pink in Korea, it's kind of not a big deal. But if you're wearing pink in America 10 years ago, like, again, Mike and I come from like 10 years ago, America. We haven't been in America super recently. So like I know it's cool now to be like metro and like wearing pink and be open, but like 10, 15 years ago in high school, it was not okay to wear pink. It was not okay to wear an earring for a straight man. It was a different time. I know it was just 15 years, but it was a very different time than what we see today.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, save the live. Yeah, make sure to save this live, by the way, because apparently
This live will be saved.
Wait until the end of this Mr. Rono, and then y'all get the real details of my life. I'm just kidding, but seriously.
Alex is going to start an OnlyFans just to tell you everything that's happening in his life. So make sure you stay to the end for Alex's OnlyFans link.
10 years ago in America, all the rich kids wore pink Hollister shirts. Alex, hell yeah, I remember those kids. I was so not cool. I was not one of the cool kids.
I have a question for you. So when someone earlier asked a question, I don't know if David is still in the chat. I'm gonna see if I can find this question because it was a pretty good question. I told him we'll get to it, but basically he was wondering about. Oh, here it goes. So with dating women in Korea, what is y'all's take on the approach method? I assume having mutual friends introduce you or having common hobbies would definitely help. Plus, any thoughts on cold approaching? So have you ever approached? Like, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so again, I'm gonna go with the 10 years ago approach because it was different back then. When I first came to Korea, my best approach was this, and it wasn't like right away. I didn't just show up and like I want to hit on Korean girls. Like that wasn't my plan. But like sometime in like my first or second year, I realized there was something that always worked, and I'm being, it's very superficial, and I don't really smoke cigarettes. But here's what it was: I would be at the club, be at the bar. And back then you could smoke in the bars. You can still kind of smoke in clubs, even though it's illegal. Like, I guess you get away with it, but I haven't been to a club because I'm in my 30s. But you would, I would go up, I would see a girl, she's smoking a cigarette, and I go to my friend. I'm like, yo, I need to borrow a cigarette. He'd give me a cigarette. I'm like, thanks, man. Hey, here's a lighter. I'm like, don't get that freaking lighter away from me. I don't need a lighter. Because you take the cigarette, you go up to the girl, and you ask for a light. I don't think that's Korea specific. But at the time, it got me at least a conversation with every girl I talked to. Now, the downside is if you don't smoke, you still have to smoke that cigarette because now you're like, can I have a light? Oh, shit, what do I do now? But I think the funny thing about it, what I really realized about it is that psychologically speaking, it doesn't matter if you're in Korea, if you're in America, if you're in another country, what it takes to approach a girl or even a guy is that you just need like a connector. You need something that will allow them to trust you. Like, and so with smokers, it's often like you smoke, I smoke, we can talk. Even with drinking, like, let me get you a beer, that sometimes works as well. And then I think in that comment, right, he mentioned like, if you have a friend of a friend, if you have a way to build a trust with a person, that's how you approach somebody. And so the final method is to be introduced by a friend, to have a friend introduce you at the bar, to have your friend go up and say, hey, have you met my friend Alex, So approaching, it's like there are certain differences, but I think overall it's still just dating, like general dating strategies. And it's not about being deceptive or being an asshole. It's about if you want to meet someone and talk to them, you have to prove to them somehow that you're trustworthy. And sometimes it's like, yo, I smoke, you smoke, let's do it. And sometimes it's like, hey, this is my friend Alex. I'm a guy who can vouch for my friend Alex. And that's how you build the trust.
I got to say that in my years here, or at least in my year and a half that I was actually single in Korea, I don't think that I ever, I did approach once. Oh, it was terrible too. Oh God, what's wrong with me? Other than that, I didn't approach any woman like that. No, typically the ones that I talked to were usually in friend groups or like when I went to church here, or I mean, there was always the dating apps, right? But then there's that, right? Those were the only times. So one time I did, I don't know what was wrong with me, man. This was like my first 2-3 months here. And I went to go get a pair of glasses. And
that's how I mean all my girls, the glasses hut.
I thought she was kind of good looking, so I don't know why I gave her a business card. So I talked to her, and I ended up giving her a business card from me, and I was just like, yeah. So I teach at the school. down the street. So
Okay, your problem was you needed a better pickup line than I teach it at school.
bro, I had nothing good at that time. I walked out of there and I was like, what did I just do?
Now,
Why
funny thing is, business card is not the worst idea because in Korea, so I'm talking about dating in Korea, it's really hard to go up to someone randomly and start a conversation because what happens in Korea is you put them on the spot. If you go up to a girl or a guy and you start speaking to them in English or Korean, no matter where you are, a cafe, a restaurant, a library, a glasses place, all the eyes go to them because everyone wants to see what's going on. You're a foreigner, you're talking to them. They want to see like, are they hitting on each other? What's happening? So the spotlight is on them. The clever thing about a business card is, and my friend did this a lot, you drop the business card off. You're like, hey, if you ever want to meet up, just let me know. Drop the business card off very nonchalantly and walk away. If they have a boyfriend, they won't text you. If they're not interested, they won't text you. If they might be interested, they will text you.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because the thing about dating in Korea as a foreigner is you have to be aware of the social dynamics around them. If you put them in a spot where they're around a bunch of people who are going to judge them, it could be an instant no.
Oh yeah.
If you just drop the card off, say hi for 2 seconds and walk away, it is a strategy that might work. And I think it also is a strategy that is respecting the culture of not trying to embarrass someone in public. So it can work. I've never done it, but I had a friend that did it, and I get why it could work.
Yeah. Like I know Koreans are they're very, very, very sensitive to how the other people feel about them, which I didn't think so. You know, like as an American, we're just like, well, I don't care what people say about me. All right, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. But then but I was so surprised that people are so sensitive here. What other this person's talking about you, or like I don't want you to do this. Like especially like family members, they'd be like, I don't want you to do this because our community, wherever here, you'll make us look bad. People are going to talk about you, and then they're going to talk about us, right? And so I can see why not embarrassing the person by kind of like slipping them a business card, or even like catching them when I don't want to say catch them when they're alone, but like catch them when they're not surrounded by a group of people that would be embarrassed. They'd be embarrassed around, right?
Yep.
I've actually never thought about it that way, which probably would have been a better idea, but I didn't do it.
It is. It's something you learn from trial or error, or you learn from a friend who did it through trial and error. And I learned it through a friend. And I haven't used that technique yet. I think it might have been Brad from before. I'm trying to remember who said it, but like I prefer the method of meeting people in group settings. So that, and a lot of Koreans are the same way. So that's my way of doing it. But if you wanted to cold approach somebody, that's the way you would do it. Make sure that they're not embarrassed in public. And that's why bars work. That's why clubs work, because it's an acceptable place to meet somebody. It's loud. Nobody knows if you're their boyfriend already. It's like an acceptable place. But like at a cafe or a restaurant, it's harder to do that.
Here's a question. By commenter person, does your level of education, job achievements matter?
Hell yeah. Of course they do. They matter everywhere, but they matter in Korea, in Seoul, because Seoul is a big city. New York City is a big city. LA is a big city, right? Atlanta.
It's a pretty big city.
So like when you compare like big cities, they're all similar. It's not a Korean thing. It's a big city thing, but it's certainly limited though. If you are thinking about dating like Ivanka Trump, like you're not going to do that because she's at a higher level. And job matters, like I've generally realized that as long as somebody is only one social class above or below you, it's cool. Like people don't judge that hard. But if you're thinking about going into like, executives at Samsung's daughters or sons and dating them, then it matters. I've dated people slightly richer than me. I've dated people with less money than me. I think this is a whole nother discussion, psychologically speaking, but Korea is the same. Like if you're going to date somebody in a different class based on your job and your finances, one level above you or below you, people are cool. Like they don't judge me that much if they make more money than I do. But if they make a
Yeah.
ton more money than I do, they have different expectations from their family that you have to deal with.
Bingo. Because I was gonna say, I feel that when dating somebody, that a job might play a factor, right? But I feel that when it comes to marriage, then it becomes an even greater, like a huge factor. Where
Correct.
you went to college, it becomes a huge factor because I can go to like no name university in like Woningje, South Korea, or I can go to Seoul National University. Most likely, her parents are going to be like, yes, marry him. Or I'd be like, I went here. I now work at Samsung. They'd be like, yes, marry him. Because it's all about, again, like we said earlier, it's really all about looks. It's all about how people perceive you. So if you're with somebody who went to a really nice university, a really nice, they have a really nice job and not a job that they're really happy with. I mean,
Yeah.
like if they're a school teacher, it's like, oh, that's okay. That's cool and all. But like, yeah, if you're like work for Hyundai, Samsung, I would say Kia,
Yeah.
any of those type like huge businesses, you're basically almost. I'm not gonna say you have your pick. I'm not gonna say you have your pick,
No.
but like Alex said, within like certain classes, I would say you have your pick, right? When you start
Yeah.
hitting up to your own class, like you went to like I don't know, Yonsei University and you work at Hyundai, and then now you're trying to marry some woman who is like her parents own like this company. Like I don't know, they own like shoot, man, they own Kia, right? They're part of that family. Then I feel like it's a little bit more level, right? If that helps you guys understand.
Quick shout out to some comments that are out there. Yeah, go.
I was gonna say, you took the words right out of my mouth because there were some really good comments.
The first one. Let me get the first one. Bob Mocha and Happy seem to be materialistic, but I might be wrong. No, they are realistic, but they're cynical realistic. They're not the ones who are materialistic. They're the ones who are like, this is how the world works. So kind of. But there was one by, I think it was Brad again. It was about, no, people in Korea are indifferent. I don't have the comment in front of me, but like, oh, it seems like it's the same everywhere. It's not the same everywhere. I think people just get things confused about, like, it's Asia, so it's different. It's not because they're Asian. It's not because they're Korean. It's because of the historical background of Korea. It's about the economic background of Korea. It's about the way that society works in Korea. So it's not like a racial thing, but it's certainly like you can't ignore the culture that you're trying to date in. And so, as we mentioned earlier, like you can't just date the Hyundai daughter. You just can't do that. It's just not part of the culture. But I think a lot of people get confused about dating Asians because they're like, oh, it's because they're Asian. They're like subservient and all. It's not about that. It's about culture. It's about the current setting that you're in. And I think it's interesting to like look at and study and like figure it out. And it takes years of being in Korea to figure out why you're screwing up. But it's what it is. Anyway, there's some great comments coming. This is great. You should do more dating stuff because everyone's like jumping on this comment bandwagon. I love it.
I know. I'm looking at some good ones. Commenter person said this about 7 minutes ago. And this will be a really quick answer for us. What if you don't have a job?
Then date someone in college. Date someone in grad school.
Date someone who doesn't also have money.
Date someone who. No, that's cool. You're good in Korea if you date someone who doesn't want to get married in 3 months, you're fine. But you will need to get a job before marriage. I think Mike brought up a good point earlier. Like, once marriage is in the picture, you do need a job. You do need stability. And the parents want you to have stability. And even the wife wants you to, or husband will want some stability. So it doesn't matter to start dating a good girl, right? A good girl in Korea is a good person, period. So they will date you if you don't have a job. But if you go 12 months without having a job, then they're like, dude, what you doing with your life? So please explain the ones. Great. What's Hidden say?
Is flirting a casual or normal thing here? I've made friends that talk to women, and they're kind of flirty and physical at some point.
Cool. All right, who wants to start? You want to start? You want me to start?
I'll start with this one. I'll start with this one.
Do it.
So a boy hidden. I would say flirting is casual. It's different from in the Western world though. A lot of times I feel that so like back home, like if I see a girl that I'm really close to, then I'll give her a hug. And this might just be also region, like different due to like regions, like in the South we're just a little more touchy from where I'm from. So I'll hug somebody that I'm really close to. Male or female, right? But especially female. But anyway, I digress. In Korea, I don't find that it's easy to hug Korean women when you greet them at all. You have the ones who are exposed to that Western style, like either they lived in the West or whatever, or they have tons of Western friends, so they have a different understanding of it. So then like they will be up to hugging, or they'll be like, they might even initiate the hug. That happened with a friend of mine who's in jujitsu. She lived in the U.S. and she's like, Mike, and then she did the one-arm hug and stuff like that. So then it was like, oh, okay, she kind of understands the culture. But I mean, if anything, you'll probably get smacked on the arm from somebody laughing. That will probably be like their form of contact with you and flirting.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam. What do you think, sir?
What was the original question? I'm thinking about hugging and touching.
Yeah, it's basically are people very flirty here, especially are women very flirty here?
Again, it's all situational. Like it depends on where you see them. I've if you go to a language exchange cafe, I've noticed that most people are very flirty, and it's not necessary. It's tough because I think it's just hard to know. Because I've been in situations where they've been flirty and single, and then I've been in situations where they're flirty and I didn't realize they had a boyfriend and they weren't interested in me at all. So you kind of misread a lot of things, and that's a lot of the cultural differences of trying to figure out like the intricacies, like the small differences between are they flirting because they like you or flirting because they're having fun practicing English.
Oh yeah.
I think Koreans are flirty, but they're not as outwardly flirty as like say an American in the way that they might touch you, like you said, they might touch your shoulder. There's a little bit more of a I hate to say the word conservative because it's not fair to most young Koreans because they're not really conservative. But there is like you don't want to do certain things in public. You don't want to be overly touchy. You don't want to be overly flirtatious. So there are some differences for sure. So yes, they're flirty, but I think they do it in a less overt way, if you will.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you there. Like I've had some different instances where like even I was kind of confused just because I was told that typically they're not like touchy, but then I don't know. There's just different people that have different ways.
Yeah.
For me, I would say like on the whole, I would say though that no, they're not the same type of flirty and touchy like we're used to.
Right. Well, and on that to an extent, there is a let's see, you get a lot of comments like Mr. C, Mr. Coleman have to go, and like I don't want to talk about too many things publicly in front of your kids, but
which y'all need to go. Bye, Joy.
There's a certain liberation that's happening in Korea right now, and it's about your ability to express yourself physically with another person, right? And so there are some people that take advantage of that liberation, and they will be more touchy-feely, like in a Western setting, but now they're doing it in Korea because I think there are people in their 20s, early 30s who are more open to that liberating idea of I can do this. I shouldn't be judged for flirting with this guy by hugging him or whatever. Like, so it is a changing thing, and I don't want to. I want to make sure that I'll say things about like Korea being more conservative, but again, like the younger people are different. Younger people, it's not. They don't follow the stereotypes as much, like the same stereotypes that you've heard in the past.
That is very much true. That is very much true. I'm dropping your link in the chat, by the way. So guys, make sure because we have to stop for this. Someone, I think it was.
Thank you, Luke John.
There's a few people. Hey, Young, what's up? Welcome to the stream, Young. I would but what was I saying? Good God. who was it? Who was it that said that? It was commenter. He said, "Wow, we have like 50 something, 60 some people in the stream, but we only had like 20 some likes. So if you have not done so, please, y'all, make sure you like. Oh, 24 likes. Make sure that you like and you sub. By the way, make sure you like. We got to get those likes up. I dropped Alex's link in the chat. Please make sure that you go on over to Alex's channel, show him some love, follow him, like his stuff as well.
Yo, shout out, by the way. I got a video coming out that I'm not releasing until the end of this chat. So as soon as this is over, y'all go there at like 11 p.m. or something. It'll be I'll get my Sunday video out. So enjoy that. Make sure as soon as it's done, go say hello. Wow, man, you just popped up 11 likes in like a minute. That was, y'all fans are great.
Really? You know, I'm not even like, I need to actually, let me actually turn up my page. Like, I'm not even, I don't even have it on because, you know, what we're using now, we're trying something new. If you guys haven't noticed, we're like popping up your comments and everything. And I'm kind of digging it. It's really cool. And I feel like it's a little more active. So if you guys are kind of liking this format, then please let us know down below. Leave us some comments, be like, yo, we kind of like this style. Then we're going to keep it going just because I feel like it's a little more interactive with you. And also Alex in there. Alex is reading your comments. Alex is also a big part of the show.
I'm enjoying this. Shout out to, let's see, what was that? Keith. That's sort of the problem, Bob Mokcha. I think as guys, we want the girls who...
Let me find that.
We want to get the girls we want, not the ones that want us. Obviously. I mean, that's a guy problem forever, man. We want the girls who are unattainable, and as we will not get into tonight, me and Mike know, of course, that's exactly the girl I like, the one that's unattainable. Obviously. It's just psychology. Psychology. We'll see how much of this Di Serono I have, and then we'll let you know.
What if you have a physical disability?
Later, if I need to get into that.
That's a good question.
Which one? Oh, what if? Oh, you know what? Ooh, that's a great question.
Thank you for the question, Jordan. By the way.
All right, you want to start? You want me to start?
I'll let you have this one first.
I have seen plenty of people with disabilities having girlfriends and boyfriends in Korea. It's not an impossibility. I will kind of resort back to my same answer, though. It's like it's probably similar with other countries. Like, it's probably harder to get a boyfriend or girlfriend starting with a disability, but it doesn't mean it's not happened, because I've seen plenty of people in that situation. And there's even a lot of dramas in Korean movies that have romanticized that particular situation. If you've seen the music video by Park Bom, it's like You and I. It's called You and I. That's it. You know, I think the main guy character had one. He was in a wheelchair or something. So it's not impossible. I even myself view myself as someone who would be open to that kind of relationship, but I question my own, like, I don't want to pretend like I'm this holy, morally virtuous guy. Like, I've never been in that situation, so I don't know. But I feel like that's kind of how Koreans are too. It's like, yeah, I think people are open to the idea, but it would be unrealistic and overly optimistically stupid to be like, oh yeah, it's equal playing field for people without a disability and people with a disability. I have a feeling there is still that difference, but I don't think it's impossible. I know people who have had, I don't know the PC term to use today, like deformities with their hands, like they don't have fully functioning, and they've had girlfriends in Korea. Like it's not it's not an end all kind of thing. But I won't sit here and be like, the playing field is equal. I don't want to be like lying about that either.
You answered that pretty well. I don't think I can even answer it. I cannot answer that question better. No, you good, because I've also seen some people with physical disabilities as well, and they seem like they're doing well. And I think, and Xander said somewhere in the chat, he said there is somebody for everybody, and so I think it is definitely possible. Of course, you know, some people are going to have very closed minds. Yeah, like everywhere you go.
If you're someone who has that disability, you want to be with someone who has an open mind. So like, it's almost a nice, like, get those assholes out of your way, because you want to be with someone who is willing to accept you as who you are. But it does internally, it's an unfortunate thing to have to deal with. Like this person doesn't like me because they're insensitive. So I get that.
I love this question. Hold on, I'm gonna pop it up. Cam asked a good question. And Luke, what's up, man? I see you in the chat. What's up? Let me pop up Cam's question. I like it. Would having a car improve your dating chances?
Someone watches my videos. I'm just kidding, Cam. I know you watch the videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
But I think it's having read your comments and having read everything. It's not an end all thing, because I think in Korea, in Seoul, you don't need a car, and it's more acceptable to not have a car than if you lived in Columbus, Ohio, or outside of Atlanta, Georgia, because you need it to get around in those areas. But you don't need it to get around in Seoul. And there are enough girls. Like most girls are not that shallow.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's like one class above you, one class below you. They'll understand if you have a car, you don't have a car. You don't need a car, but I guarantee, psychologically speaking, having a car is a +1 for you. It has to be.
Oh yeah. See, because like most people don't even have cars here. Like, or people, they'll have licenses, but they don't drive. Like they'll get the license, but never drive. And so the fact that you have a car, it's like, what? I don't. Are you telling me I don't have to ride the bus? Like I don't need to take a cab? Like you got me? Like I could get in your car? Yes. It'll be like you 16 again in high school, and you get to drive your peoples around. It's basically like on that level, I feel.
Yeah. So Brad, moving to Daegu and selling my car, should I keep it and ship it over? No. Don't keep it unless, like, if you really love the car, keep it. Like, if it means something to you personally, like, this was my car for the last 10 years and it meant, whatever. But no, like, if you get here, see if you need it or not. If you need one, just buy a used one when you get here.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my thought. Like, in Daegu, too. Like, Daegu's not Seoul. You need a car to move around Korea. But at the same time, Daegu is I don't want to say poorer place, but it's not quite as materialistic as Seoul.
Mm-hmm.
So you're good. And by the way, they have this thing called SoCar. Like you can rent cars for super cheap.
Yeah.
For a few days. Try to live without it first and then see. Yeah. Public transportation, legit, Brad. Like it's all good. And there are still Lambos in Daegu. So now we know we're talking to Xander from Bot Mokcha. Why would he go to Daegu? If you know his Instagram, he's dating someone there.
Yeah. How y'all doing, by the way? That's great. Got this going comment. What role, if any, does religion play? I would say it plays about an equal role as it would kind of like back home as well, where you have people who are in the faith and you have people who are, whatever faith it is, or I guess specifically Christianity, and then they're probably going to want to date somebody who's also a Christian as well. I would say many churches here.
There is something else about it, though. I think my rule applies. Like +1, ±, right? Like if they're super religious and you're super not religious, it won't work, right? But if you're within like a level of like she goes to church every Sunday and I go to church every other Sunday, like it's fine. It's no big deal, and you don't have to be the same religion to get married. But this is something that's interesting that I found with a lot of Korean guys. It's like kind of the idea, and Korean women too, but there are people that party their 20s away, and once they're done partying and they want to get married, they're like, it's time to go back to church and find a nice girl. I've met those people, and I'm just like, I secretly hate them. Like, there's one guy in particular, but it's for a different story. But like, this guy was a total tool bag. But that's kind of like some people's mentality. So that's an interesting difference in Korea, is that you will have guys who just want to live the city bachelor life and just mess around with everyone for a couple of years. And then when they're 30 and they need to impress their parents, they want to go to church to meet a good girl. So be aware of that. But otherwise, Mike's right, about it. Like, church plays a factor. It's not the end all be all, but it's not bad either. Like, you want to find someone who mentally agrees with you and to an extent, like not equally, but like to an extent.
Yeah. So I'm reading Xander, what he's saying in the chat. It's a rich guy with money. Oh, sorry, I probably got to read the whole thing. So if you're a hot girl, and have all the power in the all the power in the choice of who to date, who would you go for? Yeah, you go with someone who got rich guy with money who will buy you everything you want, or less money but maybe a nicer guy. Another
So,
answer.
okay, you know what? I have an opinion on that too. I think it is split. Not, I've dated girls and I've met girls who are not that shallow. And I say this having dated someone who is, I've said this having dated someone who is much richer than I was. And it was a short-term relationship. It wasn't like a long thing. And we dated for like a month and a half. And honestly, like, her being rich meant nothing to me. Like, it meant zero. The fact that I could maybe go to her parents' second home, it means nothing to me. And I think one thing that guys kind of forget is, like, to women too, like, if you hate the person you're with, you're not gonna date them. Like, a guy being rich is just the cherry on top. Like, if you have two guys that are equal, you will go for the guy with more money. But if you hate the guy who has more money, you're not gonna date them. So it's like, it's a plus one, but it's not the end all be all.
Sorry, I'm like dying right now. I'm just laughing at Xander. He's like, read the third option. So the third option was.
What was the third option?
The third option is, or here you go, I'll pop it up, or less money and a foreigner who can't communicate or understand you 100%.
Yo, they love that because, by the way, when you don't understand each other, you don't fight as much. That is one beautiful thing. You don't fight as much if you don't understand each other. It's a beautiful thing.
I was surprised. I know a couple who got married, and like the husband speaks barely any Korean. Like he is like that foreign guy that comes to Korea, dates Korean women.
Yeah.
Eventually got married to one, never learned Korean. And his wife, she was still trying to pick up English. Like her English was like, so a lot of times they don't even understand each other, but they get married. So I'm just like, all right, I guess whatever love they have, man, it's good enough. And I guess he had money too. So, hey, does pleasing a woman count at all in the Korean dating scene? Sorry, trying to word it as polite. Depends on.
I mean, if that's if what you're saying is what I'm guessing, yes, because again, like I said, there's a
We're people.
There's a liberated mentality where in all aspects of your relationship, including what was it?
Want to pop it up? Sorry about that.
Pleasing a woman, yeah, including that area. Yeah. That will keep you around because it. Again, I hate to say it. I think that's the funniest part about like dating. Once you get into the psychology of it, everyone's the same. The actions you do, the things you do are different for every culture. The exterior, but the interior. If you please a woman, they will stick around. It doesn't matter what culture they're from. It's not necessary because we know from every comedian's story that like most guys are terrible at pleasing women. But if you happen to be really good at that, I'm sure that will help you in the long run.
Sorry, there was a fourth option for the Xander Gate, or the richer, popular foreigner who was on TV until the show got canceled, but is still more popular than the average English teacher, or who your parents saw on TV and thought he was nice.
Wait a second, hold up.
Until he got canceled by K-Nets. So this goes with the okay. So here, hold on. Let me go into the whole question. So if you're a hot girl, you have all the power and the choice of who to date, who would you go for? Which guy with no money who will buy you everything you want?
Good start.
Or less money, but maybe a nicer guy.
Probably a nicer guy, but it depends.
Or less money and a foreigner who can't communicate or understand you 100%.
Probably not likely.
Or Sam. I'm sorry. Or the original foreigner who's on TV until. Oh, this hurts so much. This hurts so much.
That's fantastic. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Hilarious.
I like this question. Thank you, Luke, for popping this up. This is a really good question. Do you feel like you get treated differently when you're out with Rose? Yes and no. I guess. Well, no. Yeah. I would say mostly yes. I would say mostly yes. And here's how. I would say, whenever we're walking down the street, you probably know where I'm going, this Alex. Whenever we're walking down the street, other Koreans, they don't really look at me. They focus more on her, and they stare at her, and I'll look directly at them, and they're just like, they're walking by, and they're just kind of like, just looking at her. And I guess because they're just curious as to why this Korean woman is with this foreign guy, and so they're not looking at me or anything like that. But they just really want to know about this woman, and then I can almost like time it like 3, 2, 1, and turn around the right time, and sure enough, the Ajumani or the Ajushi that we just passed is looking back, and then I look back at them, and I'm like, "What's up?" And then they turn back around quickly. So they don't have to explain why they're staring at us. So yes, and then also it's really funny whenever we go to restaurants, and I have to tell myself that there's more foreign people in Korea other than me. I'll try to order something in Korean, like, and if Rose is right next to me, like, I'll walk up and I'll be like, "Oh, 안녕하세요, blah 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 blah, hana 주세요," or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then Rose is here and I'm here, so I'm talking directly to the person. Instead of them looking at me, they'll be like, and then they'll start talking directly to Rose. And then I'm the one who just ordered. I'm the one who just talked, but instead of responding back to me, they'll respond to her. And I don't know why. I don't know. I get so frustrated when they do that. And I think I got to understand that I guess they're not used to speaking to foreigners who can talk with them.
Yeah.
And understand. And so then they're like, oh, I just talk to the Korean person. Just talk to the Korean person. That's got to be it.
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's because it's like it's almost an accidental compliment and an insult. So when it's an insult, like, "Yo, you don't trust me? I speak this language. I've been trying my butt off for years." But it's a compliment, like, "We don't expect you to," and then you jump in and be like, "But I do." So, man, I'm with you 100%. Like, it feels bad on the inside though when, like, "Yo, over here, buddy." Over here. And you don't have to even be with a date. It can be a Korean American who doesn't speak Korean, or a Chinese American who doesn't speak Korean, and just like, nah, this guy, we studied. And it feels weird. So I'm 100% with you on that one.
Bro, it breaks me. It breaks my soul, especially when like I give like a whole monologue or like a soliloquy. Anyway, the soliloquy. About it's soliloquy, isn't it? Soliloquy. That's it. And then I'm just like, I say all this stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
And then and then they'll be like, "Huh?" Or like they didn't understand me, or like they'll be like asking Rose like what I said, or like they'll confirm with Rose, and I'm like, I literally just said it. Yeah. So I'll put my face in front of Rose's like this.
Hi,
and then talk instead.
Yeah. Yo, good question. Let's get to this question. It's a different topic in a way. From Brad about the places to take a lady on a date, because that's kind of fun.
Where are your favorite places to go?
The answer is not a club. You can meet them at a club, but that's not your date spot. That's for sure. So don't take them to a club. Cafe. Man. If you can talk the same language well enough, sure, cafe, but that can't be your only date. And I only say that because as a guy, I'm like, I don't want to meet a girl that only is good at hanging out at cafes. Like, if that's the only thing you can do as a date, so boring, man. Like, my opinion on dating in Korea is you're a foreigner. As a foreigner, you have a chance to impress them in a certain way. Be like, give them something to be excited about. Take them to Itaewon, but not just Itaewon. Take them to like the nice spot in Itaewon, because a lot of Koreans don't know where to go, and so you get to be their guide. Like, yo, this is my favorite spot. Take them to a foreigner restaurant because you know what's good. And you're doing that not just because you're a foreigner, but because you know there's a certain part of you that dating a foreigner will give them certain advantages, and you show them that. And so I would take them to this place in Itaewon that had like a sunset view on like this like rooftop bar, and it's cool because they would never have found it without me. So, don't take them to a club, don't take them to a cafe, be cool. And I think if you're in Korea, take them to some place that a foreigner knows that you can teach them a good part, teach them something new and cool about. Or like, you've seen our YouTube videos where we try like really cool activities like dynamic maze or whatever. Yeah, then go and check those out too. I think that's the best way to do a date in Korea. But I say that about everywhere in the world. If you just take them out for Italian food and a wine, you're boring AF, man. Be cooler than that. And if you're Korea and you're a foreigner, cooler things to do. So just do that. That's my thoughts. Play to your strengths, commented person. That's dang right.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing at you, and I'm also laughing at Xander, who he keeps getting because he's like, I tried to take a picture.
Yeah,
live streaming, and then he's just like, I just screenshotted his moves. I'm just stealing his moves. I'm gonna take your moves, bruh, because they good moves. Fam, they my moves now.
Hey, I can take the moves. I'm out there single trying to figure this stuff out.
And you will figure it out. We're figuring it out together, ladies and gentlemen. We're figuring it out together right now.
That's actually what we're doing.
So we're figuring it out together right now. I would say for me, I got an interesting story actually. So my first year, I was on, what was it? Was it Plenty of Fish? Plenty of Fish at the time. I went out on a date with another teacher from another international school, and went and had dinner in Gangnam. So that was pretty cool. And then I wanted to take her to what's that stream called near City Hall?
Sorry, wait, Gwanghwamun?
Yeah, no, that's it. It's Cheonggyecheon, isn't it?
Oh, the stream, yeah.
The stream. I was trying to take her there, right? And then just kind of like walk along the street and everything. But it was literally my first 4 or 5 months in Korea. And so like understanding the buses and the subways and where everything was, I could not find it. As a matter of fact, Cheonggyecheon, there you go. As a matter of fact, we ended up not making it. So I was like, hey, we can go to like Namsan Tower. But she was like, she was a foreigner. She was a foreigner.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, Namsan Tower, you basically got to go up the mountain and you have to ride a trolley. Not a trolley, but like the cable car up. She's like, it's a lot. So we ended up instead just going to a cafe. And then like, she said, I'll see you later. Well, she walked me to a bus stop. So she was nice. And then just I got on a bus and just rode home. And I was like, I hope I see you later. Never saw her. Actually, no, I did see her. I did see her again at church. But we never really talked. I think she was like avoiding me. But I'm not gonna lie, I was super, super desperate. Which that we can talk about that another time with like desperation, being too desperate, craving attention, and how that works. Yep. Anyway, that's another story for another day. But I learned a valuable lesson, which is one, if you're gonna try and take someone anywhere, especially if you're in a foreign country, please know where you're going. And please have a solid like I would not, like even now, I would not be like, yo, let's go here. And I've never been there before, or I've never been like as a date and I've never been there, or I don't know like the connections. I wouldn't do it just because it's so easy to get mixed up here. Unless you drive. If you drive and you have a GPS, it makes it a little bit easier. But trying to take the buses and subways and everything.
Yeah.
So, but this Neighbor Maps, this is 2014. I wish I would have thought of that then. But if you at the bus stop, she didn't leave me at the bus stop. She dropped me off at the bus stop. It's different because I had to go back to my town, and I was always like deep in Seoul. Does pickup lines work in Korea?
Kind of. Not the same way as America.
No, it's like, a little. After you say.
Yeah, it's just like if you want to pick up line in Korea, just be creative. Don't use a generic pickup line. But if you said something funny as a foreigner, it would work. Like if you said a funny line, think of pickup lines. If you think of pickup lines as a memorized thing, then what you say in America won't work in Korea. But if you think of it as like a creative way to start a conversation, yeah, it would work, sure.
Sorry, I have to show this.
Yeah.
Based on the conversation I hear, I think that foreign YouTubers in Korea should start a dating app site together and promote it. I feel that if we were to do that, we would have to make sure that Xander has some hand in it, just because. Can you imagine Xander creating a dating website?
I can see. I can definitely see Xander being the ringleader for sure.
Can you imagine that? You know how that would be really entertaining. Xander, you have to do this. You have to do this. God, that would be hilarious.
His question he just asked, for those who don't read the Korean, do you prefer motel or Sheraton hotel? Come on. Can't afford the Sheraton. Can't afford that.
Yeah. No, I'm not commenting. I think that was a jab at me. That was a jab at me.
Oh.
He's jabbing at me. Okay. All right. So yes, y'all. By the way, Xander's dropping his dating website. I don't know if you know. He's dropping his dating website in about 2 months. So
is that what it is?
Yeah, he's dropping it. It's called no, never mind. I was trying to make a pun. It's called
Horny but not single.com.
It's called Are You Happy? Oh, bam.
Yeah. Paulo. Yeah. Don't if you use a pickup line that's just like fun and cute, it's fine. If you're like trying to make a Tim, what's up, Tim?
What's up, man? Do you think Korean girls are generally open to dating foreign guys? I would say most def.
Yep. Everyone, hey, it's in Korea, even before marriage, like everyone wants to try something. And by the way, it's not Korean girls and foreign guys. It's the reverse too. Like you want to try something. You want to, and it sounds dirty, but it's not dirty. It's like you just want to try dating someone who's from a different culture.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that is definitely more normalized now. So even if they don't think they might marry a foreigner, they definitely want to try to date one because they want to see what it's like. And in the same way as an American in America right now. That being said, there are still some parents who aren't thrilled with the idea. So it's possible that it doesn't work out in the end.
So in case you haven't noticed, we have.
Mesmi's in.
She's in. I had to send her a message, be like, "Yo, we talking." Alex, what's the next time we talking? What's the next? Typically I do my streams on a Wednesday. Would you be down for Wednesday again?
Sure. By the way, do we call her Mesmi on? Is that what we call her?
That's a good question. I call her Mesmi online.
I'll call her Mesmi on social media. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Mesmi, it's so good to see you. Wherever you want, man. If three of us can be on, or if y'all want to come to my studio, we can do something. I'm totally down.
The reason why is because I want to actually ask Mesmi if she wants to join us for the next one. Yes, I think she'd be a great person to kind of give it from a female perspective.
Mesmi. It's good for you. It's good with you right now, right? There's no like surprise in the last 2 months, right? You're still with your guy, I think, right? I keep up on Instagram, but I haven't talked to her on social media for a while.
Yeah, I think she did, right? Yeah, we got my Adidong t-shirt. You want? Make it happen, bro. Make it happen.
I've always followed them. They're great. I still don't even know her boyfriend's name. I just like oh, they're cute together. That's all I remember.
Dude, oh man, he's really cool. He's such a nice guy. Oh, hold on. We had another question. If you had to do your arrival to Korea over again, what activities would you have done to form a bigger social circle? This would help me down the line with dating. If I was to do it again, I probably would have done one out of these 2 or 3 things. One, I would have either joined a YouTuber. No. I would say that's more like 2 or 3. I would have joined CrossFit earlier.
Ooh.
I would have joined CrossFit earlier because it would have been a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, I would have joined CrossFit a little bit earlier. I would have joined the YouTube community a little bit earlier, or just anything within the Korean community. I probably would have done earlier because I don't think so. Like now, like I do jujitsu. I would say if you come to Korea, just find something to do. Just don't stick to just your work people. When you work at a school or a company, don't just stick to that. Actually find something to sign up for in a community because that's when you meet people outside your job. You expand your social circle, and then you actually meet a variety of people.
Mm.
What about you, my good man?
Yeah, 100%. I guess to kind of like build on what you said, don't expand your social circle just because you want to expand your social circle. Like you want to expand it based on your interests, your hobbies, what you like. So if you like climbing, join a climbing club right away. If you like CrossFit or you want to exercise, join that right away. I think if you're only here for a year, you should join every club you want and be friends with everyone. If you plan on living in Korea for a long time, get intentional with your friendships, because otherwise you lose 75% of your friends the first year because they go back home. They're not really interested in anything but meeting people and then leaving. Like, yeah, join a specific club, like you said, CrossFit,
Yeah.
do something that you're interested in. That's it.
Mesme wants to know what is some Chuseok advice.
For what? Chuseok for what?
I guess you're going to meet parents, aren't you?
Oh, OMG.
I would say, I don't know. Just from a male perspective, I would just say, I don't know, be you. Like it's like the most generic advice.
Here's the hard advice. I think part of it is Korean women are supposed to do more to prepare for the dinner and also clean up after dinner. But as an American, if you're a male or a female, to be a good son-in-law or daughter-in-law, you want to also be that person who offers to clean up, to take care of stuff. So, a lot of people are like, I don't want to like give into like stereotypes of men and women in Korea, but part of it in America is too like you just be offer to be good, because that is our culture in America too. You offer to clean up after dinner, you offer to help make dinner, and I know it's a trickier concept to play as a woman because there's more expectations. But even as a guy, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm like, hey, can I help you clean up? Can I help you take care of stuff? But that's my advice, and I am not married, and I can't really offer that advice. So, Mike, you take it over and make me.
No, you have a good point. Just be open. Just be open. You may, just work a little bit more. I guess who knows? His parents might be like, depends on really how traditional they are, because like they may ask for you to help in the kitchen, and if they do, then fine, just go for it, do it, help out in the kitchen. I volunteered to help out in the kitchen when I went and met the folks as well. And mostly it was women. And because Rose's family is from the South and they're very like traditional religious family, the men sat down in the living room. They just sat in the living room and all the ladies cleaned, did the dishes and everything and helped me cook. And I got up and tried to help, and the uncle told me, "Nah, go ahead and have a seat. You don't have to do anything. It's their job to work on that." And I was just like this, and then Rose was like, like she's about to go off on her uncle. So just be open, working in the kitchen. Make sure you bring something. Bring a gift.
Yeah, Bob Moakes has got it right there.
Yeah, make sure you bring. Yeah, okay, yeah. He said in the chat, please make sure you bring a gift. That is a big thing. So he says ginseng, boxes of oranges, them big old peaches or apples. I think I'm going to Costco to go buy some meat and stuff like that to bring meat and fruit. So there's also that. What's up, Joey? How you doing, bro? How you doing? So we got to pause for a second, Alex, just because we got to promote you. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So before we continue with this and eventually wrap it up, first, You guys, if you're not doing so already, please make sure that you like the video and subscribe to Michael. Subscribe to the channel. But then also a part of this show is Alex Segrist. He's a big part of the show. His link is now in the chat. If you have not subscribed to Alex Segrist, if you have not subscribed to his wonderful content, please make sure you do so as he's holding his drink of choice.
Oh, it's my prize. It's my
that is his Grammy. So
Grammy to white.
He is a Grammy approved man giving you advice. Please make sure you follow him and like his stuff. And also, he's gonna drop some a video at the end of this stream. So we're gonna drop. Is it do you have it on Premiere?
It's already live, but y'all can wait till the end of it. It's
okay.
It's American Stereotypes, Why You're Wrong, kind of, because you're not wrong.
We'll drop it in the chat. We'll make sure we drop it in the chat.
You gotta copy paste it at some point, but just get to my page at the end of this chat and you'll be fine.
Kyle,
by the way, we need to hang out. Let's do let's plan this now publicly. Let's go ahead and hang out with the Korean bros. If you can make it to Jamshil area, just get lunch with them again and just hang out. Mike and I can make it. I've got more free time now than ever. Being single during COVID means that no one wants to meet you because you're a risk to everyone. So we can hang out and go meet the Korean bros.
Yeah. When should we do that? Do you say this week?
Probably next week. I think this week will be really quick, but right afterwards will be fine.
Only problem is I gotta work.
Or Saturday's fine. Like I am again dating nobody, so it doesn't matter. The week after, yes, the week after. It can be a weekend, or it can be a Saturday or a Sunday, whichever day your boyfriend's not, doesn't want to hang out. That's fine. Or your boyfriend can come. Who cares?
I think she said.
By the way, Amy J, you can go wrong with flowers on a first date. I've dated someone who thought flowers were a waste of money because she would throw them away afterwards. And she's told me that in advance, like, I'm going to throw them away. So it's mostly okay to bring flowers, but Amy J, sometimes flowers don't work.
Dang. My schedule? So my schedule is I work typical teacher time. So Monday through Friday, 8 something to 4-ish, 3:30. But then I think next Friday we have off, don't we? I think next Friday is
wait. 2 problems right here. Number 1, Bob Mocha and Happy. Did we date Alex? Yes, we did. Number 2, D-Zero and Coke is Dr. Pepper. So I have a Coke Zero in my fridge. I could totally try that right now.
Do it.
Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom. Mike, you take care of yourself. How do I?
Okay, go ahead.
This.
Go ahead.
Take care for a minute.
I'll just put on the video. Okay. So while he is gone, and again, if you haven't done so, please make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to make this show, and at one point we were hitting this thing like every Wednesday, but I really wanted to have this thing consistently during the week where we're just kind of talking about different topics, whether it is just like dating in Korea, and not everything is going to revolve around Korea just because we just don't want to always talk about Korea, to be honest. But we're going to just be talking about different things from like dating to like beauty standards and whether like you would be seen as attractive in Korea or not, or even just how to come here or how to find friends in life. I mean, it doesn't have to be Korea, just how to find friends in life. Will you be on Wednesday nights? So on Wednesday night, we're planning on doing this stream again. That was the plan. So if you're free, Mesme, on Wednesday night, bam. We'd love to have you on here to talk about foreign women. What is the texting game like in Korea? Do you text every day and share everything? That's really interesting because I'm going to tell you that I don't know. And the reason why is because I hear different things from different people. And I think Xander, Pop Mokja, Mike can give you some. Hitting every Wednesday is the name of my after marriage sex life book. Yeah. Bam. I think I've heard that, in the States, we would be like, okay, you go on a date, text like the next day or something. Like there's always these like dumb rules of like how to actually have a successful like post date chat or whatever. And so they'd be like, yeah, wait a day and then text, right? Or like wait till the next day or whatever. But then like I think in Korea with Korean women, like if you don't text them like right away afterwards, and they'll get all jigglypuff on you or like get really upset. And you'd be like, whoa, and completely flip out. So they are very, very what's up? Welcome back. Here, I'll give you some more time.
Did you no, you're good. I'm just saying, did you catch my burp or not? Because that would have been embarrassing.
No, now that you said, oh
my God.
So, and I think bam, we have our guest on Wednesday. So you can come back on Wednesday. We're going to hear about what it's like for dating as a foreign woman on Wednesday with our guest, Mesme.
That's the legit one.
Yeah, that's a legit one. So you guys are going to get some.
I mean, we're legit too, just not as much.
Yeah, we ain't legit.
I mean, we have reasons. So I'm going to go Dr. Pepper, Coke Zero, because I'm on a fake diet.
I want to know how it is.
Mesme, I miss her. Oh, sounds delicious. What's up, everyone? Mike just left the chat because I'm in charge. Did he leave the chat? What's up?
No, I'm right here.
Okay. Oh, because on the StreamYard, it looks like I'm by myself.
Yeah, you are right now because we're gonna watch you try this drink. Go ahead.
Okay, so it smells good. Ooh. It actually tastes like one of those like cherry vanilla Dr. Peppers. Not a legit Dr. Pepper, but a cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper. That's good. I would definitely recommend it for anyone who is live streaming with Michael on a Sunday night. It's a great mix.
Hey, how to bring myself back? There we go, and I'm back. And I'm back.
I brought my rum just in case, but I don't think I need this. I think I just need the Di Serono.
There you go. This is what Xander said when it comes to texting. You gotta text a lot. You gotta text a lot, y'all.
Okay, Xander, I need some more advice from you later, by the way. But Joshua, yeah, I will. I don't have pineapple juice with me, but that is next. It's kind of funny because I feel like, okay, so Mike, this is off topic.
Off topic.
People who are the 54 people who are now watching on your channel. One of the funny things about this whole like YouTube thing is I want to like bring people in on my personal life and your because it's so like Xander knows something and you know stuff and I know stuff and we want to like keep people involved, but it's just like I can't ask you that question right here, bro. I can't ask you that question right here, man.
Me the question?
Wait, what was the drink in the mouth question? What was it?
No, I'm sorry. I was laughing and he said mix the drink in your mouth. We're gonna do that one day. Well, Alex is gonna do that for you guys. I'm just joking. Don't do that, Alex. No, don't do that. That would be terrible. I would never actually do that to yourself.
Alex. What's the question? Pop Motion Happy? Ask? Oh no, I'm good.
Could you talk about the age gap? How hard is? Oh, here, let me pop that up.
Bring it up.
Like 2 to 3 year difference? Oh, it's possible.
Here's my general advice on this one. And here is based on our experience. We're talking about dating again, and this is legit.
You dated an older woman.
Korea for guys have often dated women who are 1 to 2 years older. Those are the relationships that ended up in marriage. 1 or 2 years older than them. I've found that most of my successful relationships, the ones that have lasted longer, have been within 1 to 2 years difference. I've dated someone who's 9 years older than me, and I've dated someone who's 6 years younger than me. And it's just like, especially when you're in a foreign country, there are so many differences you have to deal with already.
Dang.
That it's just something else to deal with. Like, that's all. You can totally fall in love with someone who's got a big age gap. No big deal. But Nunos are fine. Speaking of Bob Mookchan and Happy's comment.
Dang. That's crazy. Like, I've never dated a woman that much older. per
Oh
se.
man, you get married
per
quick.
se.
That's why I didn't laugh.
So let's since you said that reminds me of something else
Yeah,
that
what
we
up?
all know exists. So at some point, when you're dating a woman here, there comes a time where they want to get married, which we all know that this happens just in general. Whenever you're dating for a while, they want to get married. But here's the thing:
Yeah.
sometimes you're not dating for a while.
No.
Not at all. But the woman, the thing that all these women have in common is that they hit 30-ish. And Rose told me to mention this. She's like, remind people or tell people who don't know that when a lot of times when women hit their 30s, they feel this pressure from their family to get married. And literally, like their parents are like setting them up on multiple blind dates. But sometimes people who they don't know, well, obviously it's a blind date, right? They're setting up with people that their parents know who are like, this person will be good for you. This person will be good for you. This person will be good for you. And then sometimes some, women will give in and they'll be like, okay, they'll go on the date, know the guy for about 2 months. They do this like old school, like sit down with the parents, kind of talk to each other. And then it's like, all right, you guys are going to get married. And you'd be like, that just actually happens. And I actually know the guy, a teacher, who was dating this woman. And she was like, yo, so look, are we going to get married or not? And they were dating for like maybe, it was less than a year. It was maybe like 5 months, maybe 6 months. I can't remember the time he told me. And
That's
he was like, yeah, I just can't. Like, I can't. And she's like, okay. She broke up with him. 3 months, I think 3 to 4 months later, she's married.
good for him, is what I say. Good for him.
Exactly. He dodged that bullet. That's a bullet. And here's what's scary though. Like, I think if all 3 people in that scenario, the winner is the guy who got cut, who didn't end up with the woman. And here's the reason why. And, Alex recommended this really good podcast to me. And I've already listened to like about 3 or 4.
They're good, right? They're freaking good.
They're really good. And
Love
it's called The Roommates. And one video that I watched was talking about a guy's worth. And one thing he said was, you do not want to be he was speaking more to men, but it definitely goes for both men and women. It's like, you don't want to be anybody's second or third choice, their second or third draft pick. And I feel that like sometimes here, I've noticed that some people just settle. They just settle. Like they hit this age, they feel this pressure, and then like they'll meet this person, and they'll be like, he's not that ugly. Or like, he's decently, like he'll give me decent looking children. And then like they'll end up getting married. And then even like 3 months after getting married, you find out that they're pregnant. Or like a few months, like half a year later, which, some people, they get started really early, just naturally. And that's fine. But it's a large majority of people, they get started having children extremely early. And it's a lot of times it's pressure from parents, it's pressure from society. And dude, it's scary. And I'm glad Rose is just like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. I ain't trying to have kids right now. And I'm like, thank you, because I ain't trying to see no little me's, because I was a bad little kid. And I don't want to whoop me. I don't want to whoop myself and be like, yeah.
By the way, I'm so happy that Nesme and Cassie are in this chat room. This is amazing.
My girl Cassie.
What up?
What up?
Yeah, man. It's I think it's so interesting. I had someone. I am someone who's weird as a guy. Like, I'll admit it. Like, I don't want to get married. I need to be with you for a year and a half before I know. So I'm a little bit longer than some people nowadays, but I've had people who have wanted to move in with me within a month. And to me, that was always too soon. Like, no. I was always like, no, thank you. So, I'm, if any girl out there is a Korean girl or a foreign girl in Korea who wants to date me, know right away. If you ask to like move in with me within the first 6 months, it'll be oh my God, I can't be with this person. I'm sorry. It's such an easy thing to say. Like, hey, just don't do this in the beginning and you'll be fine. That's it. That's all I gotta do. Just don't like request to get married or move in within the first 3 months, and you're fine.
No, and and I have friends and some people. I'm gonna just move something really quickly. And some people do like it for their significant other to move in, and if that's them, that's fine. For
Yeah.
me, if Rose wanted to move in, I don't think I would have let her move in, just because I value that personal space as well.
Hell
Like
yeah.
right, I value having like my own home and having like enjoying that bachelor life that I had. Like, even if you
Yeah.
have a girlfriend, you're still technically a bachelor.
By the
Enjoying
way,
that life while you can.
shout out to Rose. She's legit AF. Like, she like she's like, and I'm the same way as her, so that's why I'm complimenting her. But it's like, yo, if Mike wants to go out and hang out with someone else, like, you should have your own independent life. And I'm like, yes, yes, and that's what you want, and that's what I want. That's what Rose wants. Like, we all get that, and I think that's such a big deal that some people miss. And this
Right?
whole like, let's move in together tomorrow.
Right?
It's okay if you move in together tomorrow, but then if I ever do that, you better be okay with my independence, because if you're not cool with that, it's gonna be a problem. So shout out to Rose, because she's legit.
Yeah. It's so comforting knowing that like you can kind of go out, or you can even just stay at your friend's place and not have play the game of a million questions. Who's there? Who's going to be there? Why are you going to be there? Like, that game gets old, and I'm glad I don't ever have to deal with that, which I know some people do.
Yeah.
Which goes to a comment that I think it was Joshua who said it earlier, but he was basically like, if you're not happy in the beginning, then later on it's going to be a nightmare, which he's absolutely right. So just remember this, guys, because this also was in the podcast that I watched, and it was like, damn, I forgot it. But what I think they said was basically, if you settle, you might have won. Or even no, it wasn't even that. I remember what it was now. It was basically some people who strive really hard to get someone, right? Like a woman, right? And let's say, and typically I don't refer to women as values, but let's just say, all right, you're going for a 10, right? You're going for the woman who you would consider like, boom, she's a 10. She's everything I could ever want.
You put at the top of your desirable list. Sure.
Yes. And let's say you're going for that one, and you finally get them. But what you don't know, maybe on the opposite end, is that maybe she, dated this guy, didn't work. Dated this guy, he treated her wrong. Dated this guy, he cheated, right? And so then she gets to the point where she's like, oh my God, I got to find somebody. I'm getting older. She gets to that point where it's just like, okay, no, I'm not screwing with these losers anymore. And then she's like, oh, but Alex has always been there. He's always been nice. Or Xander's always been nice, right? And so she ends up dating the guy who's always been there, who's always been the nice guy. And then the nice guy feels that he's won, but marriage isn't the end of the story. It's really it's just another beginning. And so it doesn't guarantee that person's going to be happy after that, right?
No way, man. Of course. Like, one of the biggest things, again, from the same podcast we're talking about, roommates, it was like, you never want to be the person that, like, the worst part about being the nice guy and like waiting for the girl to come back to you is that you always want to be the girl's first choice. You don't want to be the girl's last choice, the one she settles for, the one she gives up for. Like, well, he's been with me the whole time. That's the worst thing. I would rather be single for the rest of my life than be with a girl who's like, well, Alex at least was there for me. F that forever. F that forever.
It's the whole like there's the guys that you date and then the guys that you marry. So then it's like, oh, but Alex he's the one I would marry. He's not the one I would date. So you're not first priority. You're not the present priority. You're like,
funny thing is I'm actually the other way around. I am the guy you would marry, not the guy you would date. So I have a really problem. I have a problem getting the first date. That's my thing. I'm like, oh man, it's tough.
You're
Like,
such a nice guy.
yeah, that's the problem. It's not being a nice guy is not an attractive feature when you're trying to date somebody, because no one wants to date the nice person. Even guys don't want to date the nice girl next door. Like, oh, what about this girl, Alex? She's so nice to you. Like, yeah, that's boring as f. I'm like, sorry.
But you know, in retrospect, and I see we have a lot of good comments.
Mesme, you
I
are
see
way
Joshua.
here. I don't know what you're talking about. You're good.
Oh, heck yeah.
Joshua, if you were a
I
hot
like
chick,
material.
you and I, we would get along. We'd probably actually like date each other's friends, but can't like
Yeah, this is wifey material right here.
stop friend zoning yourself. I can't help it, Xander. You know how I do.
I've seen Mesme get upset before, and I was like terrified.
Mesme's legit. I don't get the problem with Mesme.
I was
Legit.
terrified.
Like, yo,
But
Mesme, you good,
yeah,
man.
you guys need a girl that'll go to war for you. I feel that Mesme will go to war. She'll win the war,
Hell yeah.
and she'll kill everybody on the other side.
But Mesme needed a guy who would do the same for her, because it's like
Exactly.
together, man. She's legit.
Exactly. We ought to get. I'm thinking we ought to get Cassie on that chat too.
I think Cassie's hilarious because it's like Cassie. I also think is legit. I think she's amazing, but also you're being like, I'm a cat woman. I got the cat lady life. Like she gets to decide. I think she's cool enough that she can decide if she wants to be the cat lady or if she wants to be the person when if she comes back to Korea. She's legit too. So you decide, Cassie.
You know, in retrospect, it's something that you said earlier. Just thinking back to it, you said about being the nice guy, and I know I always had problems with being the nice guy, and then at one point, and I'm so ashamed of this part of my past, but at some point, I got sick of being the nice guy, and so I thought about being like a bad boy. Which you think on me as a bad boy, I can't be a bad boy. Like I smile too much. They be like, stop, you're too nice. But like just trying like the whole like pickup game stuff. And I remember doing that. It was like 2013, like into 12, 13, 14. And it was kind of feeling kind of desperate, right? And I think it's because I just had a lack of self-esteem. I just didn't really feel good about myself. But I think if I was, let's just say, you know, an alternate universe, if I was still the nice guy, I think I would be cool. And I think it really goes to finding value in yourself. Yeah. Because I think if you have a lot of value, if you consider yourself valuable and you carry yourself that way, and then also you work to actually have value, it sounds like literally like who you are, you actually have value. Like you do this, you do that, right? I feel that you will actually attract more people to you.
You know, let me defend yourself and myself as well in this situation. I think a lot of us go through that phase. I think every guy goes through that phase because we're all nice. Be nice to the girl, and the girl doesn't like us because we're not bad enough. Bad doesn't mean bad. It just means like you don't inspire some sexuality with that person. So you're like, what the hell? I try my best to be nice and hold doors for people. I think we have to go through that phase of pretending to be bad. And I don't think it's terrible. Like, I think like modern PC culture tells us to like, well, it's like you could be scared if you think you want to sleep with a girl once in your life and therefore you're a horrible human being. No, it's like you just you try to be a tough guy and it works or it doesn't. My big thing isn't like you trying to be a bad guy, a bad boy, or a nice guy. It's what happens right after that. So in your case, if you try to be tougher and then you turn into a bad human being after that, that would be your problem. But I think with you, Mike, especially like the way that you would date, it's like you try to be tough, you try to be a cool guy for a little bit, and then it wouldn't work exactly as you planned, and then you would kind of like regroup and figure out what you want to do. And I think that makes what you've done and what I've done, hopefully, legitimate. Yeah, like it's failed temporarily, but you know, I'm not. I think I know what you said earlier about like it's like I'm embarrassed that I tried something different that made me feel weird that I was like trying to be cool or whatever. It's like, no, it's just part of the process. It's just that when we were young, they told us like, oh, you figure this out by the time you're 16, and then you're ready to marry your woman of your dreams, and your husband goes to Vietnam, and you come back, have a family, and it's all good. For us, it's like now we're 37.
Yeah.
It's like about ready to have a family now. At 30, what are we? 33-ish. I'm 33 now, my American age. So, but I don't buy your concept of like I'm not ready for it or I'm not sure what I'm doing. I think we need to give ourselves more flexibility, if you will.
Yeah, I like this comment that Cassie said, fixing people never work.
Hell no. And by the way, to every girl I ever dated, I couldn't fix you. I tried my best. And I also feel bad because you couldn't fix me. Like I was also part of the problem, so I'm sorry. Wait, what?
I know, I'm looking at the comments too.
Mesme. Oh my God, Mesme. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Like Mesme, I should have called Mesme and you because you and I had conversations a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's the same comment. Okay, good. You and I had conversations, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to like hit me up on Instagram or Kakao for this about ignoring red flags.
Mm-hmm.
You and I, we can get each other, and Mike can be like taking care of us because.
I mean, I've had my fair share of not recognizing. There's many times where I didn't recognize red flags because I was more focused on other stuff.
Yeah, but we recognized them. It's just we didn't want to.
We wouldn't do anything about it. We were more worried about the other flags.
No, the flag is like you're not married yet. So what are you gonna do? Like,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I remember meeting them.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's me. I'm also like embarrassed. Like because we were close too. Like you, me, and Mesme. I know you and Mesme have been closer in recent past, but like we all were close. And then I do blame. Like if they're listening, I'm gonna call you out on this one. I do blame a little bit of Korean Bros on this one because they didn't really do the best job of keeping us all together. But like we were like a legit tight crew for a long time. So I partially blame Korean Bros. I mean, like we're cool, but I still blame you.
Yeah. Which I wish we would have stayed together, been closer. Which is really funny because our cast was about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish by the end of it, 6-ish. But at least 3 or so of us stick because I don't even talk to the other 3 really as much as I talk to you guys.
It's just 3 really, and like I hang out with I talk to Laura a little bit, but otherwise. Remember James? James was legit, but he was just like his own species. He was like by himself.
Yeah.
Oh man, back in the day. 63 people watching. By the way, shout out to all y'all. Y'all are legit.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much for being in here, y'all. We really appreciate you guys chilling in the stream. I enjoyed talking to you so much. Alex, I didn't realize that it's already an hour and 38 minutes, but luckily I don't need to work tomorrow. It broke my heart that James left, by the way, Mesme. He was such a cool guy.
Wait, hold up. So Mesme, Mesme, hilarious story about someone who's paired up with in those videos.
He's like a preset.
Tell me, Mesme, send me a message on Kakao after I get this off me. I'm not gonna start crying after I'm typing, after I'm drinking. You guys know what I'm talking about. You have no idea. What are you talking about?
Good question. Were these relations between foreigners and Koreans or foreigners and foreigners? Mine were foreigners and Korean. No, foreigners and foreigners, actually. Because when I first got here, I wanted to date more foreigners than anything, which is surprising. Which I'm kind of glad in retrospect I didn't, because the way my career turned out, like, foreigners, they'll come here. Most foreigners come here, they stay for a little bit, then they're like, all right, I'm gone. Like, they're peacing out, right? And I'm kind of glad I didn't leave.
Yeah.
But then there's also, there's the foreign and Korean ones too. Oh, yeah. Alex, oh, never mind. I thought about the one story. We'll have to tell that one day. No, actually, no, we don't have to tell that. We don't have to tell that story. The one time I was with you in Hongdae, and we met with the Japanese.
Oh, Halloween night.
Yeah, that day.
I'll say it. Yeah, that's fine. It's
No, you don't have to tell that story, man. It
no,
was a funny
it's
story.
okay. I'm single now, so I got nothing left. I'm like, hey, maybe we should stop drinking.
That was a funny story. Like you'll have to tell the story, and then I'll have to I'll have to to jump in and give my perspective.
No, it's cool. It was we'll tell it one day. It was Alex while he was single was drinking way too much for Halloween. And by the way, if you ever challenge Alex to a drinking contest, it's a bad idea because he will win the contest and then he will lose after that. Because I did really well chugging IPAs, but you should never chug an IPA. We learned that the hard way.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Anyway,
Which I was late to that party. I remember I was late to that party because I was coming from Suwon, and then I got there and you were already.
Oh yeah. Because it was me and Johnny, and we were drunk. But I was winning because I down like it was like a 3-minute contest, and I either down like 4 or 6 like a full IPAs, which is really hard. Like drinking a light beer is easy, but an IPA is really hard, and I freaking killed it. It's a bad idea. Anyway, it's almost Chuseok, everyone. Thank you for joining us for these Chuseok edition of the Mike Cole special. Make sure to don't forget that my video is dropped already, so you can go and check out my video at Alex Sigrist, AlexSigrist. Check that out on my channel because it's already out. And if you don't want to make fun of Americans, then what are you doing with your life at this point? Come on, that's what's online right now. I know Mike's gonna go there and like the video, so you should do the same. And I will see you next time. Goodbye, Haseo. Is that good?
That was good. That was good.
I miss you. I miss you, Mike. I want to hang out. So let's meet you and Mesme. Let's just go get like tacos or something in China. I'm so down. I keep messaging you. By the way, for everyone who's watching this video chat right now, I messaged him like, "Hey, when can you hang out?" And Mike's like, "I'm busy tonight." So get it. Like, just tell his bitch ass like Alex wants to hang out with you. I'll come down on a Thursday evening. It doesn't matter.
I love you too.
Exactly. I'm just stop being a little B. Sorry for all of Mr. Coleman's students. See you next time. Bye, Haseo. Watch my video. I'm closing it. How do I close this?
Oh, you're closing it? You're closing this? Leave
studio. Goodbye, Haseo.
I guess. Wait, did he just leave? Did he ever say officially he was leaving? Okay, I think I missed something. I just learned do not give Alex anything to drink. So that was unplanned for the show. Alex didn't tell me he was leaving. But in a nutshell, he had too much to drink at the party that we went to in Dia TV, and he met with this girl soon afterwards, and then I went. And so did Rose at the time. Rose, we all 3 of us went, and so it was a. Where did you go? I didn't tell you to leave. You didn't finish the story. But you can go though. You can go. You can go. Alex was like, "Guys, I'm going. Bye." I was just like, "Oh, he's gone. He just left me." No worries, man. No worries. You'll have to finish telling the story. I can't tell your story. It's too good of a story for me to tell. You have to tell it, bro. But in short, it was an epic story. It was really awesome. And at the end of that night, I knew Alex was a true friend. Oh, look, he's back. Let me add him in. I'm sorry, y'all. Alex is killing me.
The bonus round, baby. What up? I hope you all.
Oh my gosh.
Now I got no stopping right now. It's like it's over. Whatever's in this bottle is gonna be gone in a moment.
Alex is in. Can I just tell the rest of your story?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so basically we met up with this girl that Alex went on a date with, and she was Japanese. I was like, oh snap! So then I got a chance to speak a little bit Japanese. The problem is that Alex had too much at the party. He had way too much at the party, too much to where it was I don't want to describe him as this character, but if you guys ever seen the Animaniacs, like there's that one cop named Ralph, like the big cop, like it's kind of like he was the way he was talking to this girl, and like I knew Alex at this point for less than a year, and at that moment when he's like I can't remember some of the lines you said, some of the best lines that night, and you were so drunk. And the fact that it was your first date with her.
It wasn't a date. It wasn't a date. I just met her for the first time. Come on. If it were a date, I would have taken myself better care of.
Wouldn't that technically be like a blind date?
No. Like it was so what it was the reason I drank a lot was because it was TV's event. It was Halloween night. And we had an event where like, oh, we don't know what to do, so we're gonna like drink at the studio. But they had an event where it was like, we're gonna chug beer and see who wins. And of course, I won because I'm a freaking baller. I'm just out of college. But they were like, okay, so here's your beer. It's a freaking IPA. An IPA, like, and if you chug an IPA, 4 beers in 3 minutes, you're freaking dead. And I was, by the way. So we went there, and I met Rose and Mike and this girl, and Mike was like, well, because Alex lives in Japan, so he speaks Japanese or spoke it, it'll work. But it doesn't work when you're like, I think I had probably 6 beers, 6 IPAs in succession right after that. Killed it. And then we got to this like place, which was like a Japanese izakaya.
Yeah.
Done. It was done after that. And it's like, oh, it was a first date. No, it was not a first date. It was a first disaster. Is she single, by the way? I'm not even sure. I honestly don't even remember what she looks like anymore. It doesn't even matter because I was so drunk that night.
I think I remember her name. I think it was like Keiko.
Probably. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't remember. I can't even find her like on social media. I have no idea what she looks like or who she is. She might be like married with 5 kids by now. I'm like, oh, sure.
Yeah, it was one of the best nights, and I just remember we walked with you like towards your house, and it was like I just wanted to hug you, man. Like it was
This is why we're friends, because we're friends for this reason.
It was a rough experience. I was like, I'm glad I'm here for this man. You needed one of your boys to be there just to be like I died with you a little bit.
My man.
I'm trying to read this Japanese.
I tried to. I gave up.
It's too hard. Oh, no wonder.
He put that in freaking Google Translate, so screw him.
Yeah, I was like, huh? Something doesn't look right with this.
By the way, for those who are watching, this is the best podcast on the internet on a Sunday night in Korea or Sunday morning in America. There's no doubt about it in my mind. There's nobody better than what is happening right here. So just remember that forever.
Sorry, Joshua just killed me just because I know what he's talking about.
No, I've never met her. Who's Arena? I know her as like. I know Arena as
she's in Dave's videos.
Dave. Arena is Dave's never girlfriend. That's my opinion of her. I've never met her, and I've never met Dave. So I have no idea.
So I've actually seen her before.
She's a real person. Nice.
Yeah. She's cool. It was at the next Diet TV Halloween party.
Oh, okay.
That's when I saw her and Dave. Xander said, "Ono mae o wasurete gomenasai." Demo. I'm not gonna read the rest. At the beginning, it says, I'm sorry I forgot your name, but, and then it talks a little bit about sex. But anyway. Yes, thank you, Xander. I'm mad I can read that. Alex, drunk. That's how history is made.
Yeah, of course it is.
Y'all, it was an epic night. One day we'll have to talk about just like those like drunk stories, but we'll do it on your channel. Just because I love my kids. I love my students, but as you guys know, my students are always dropping into the chat, and so just things like certain topics I'd rather talk about on someone else's channel.
Hell yeah! Shout out to Josh, by the way.
Josh with the bomb questions.
You're right. Better than Dive Studio Podcast. F yeah. I would say F, but I can't because it's not Dive Studio. I watched them, man, and whenever I watched Dive Studio, it was like Dave, Sam, and 2 other celebrities. I forget their names. And I was just like, who the hell are you? Just like, hey, we're famous guys talking about stuff. Like, what's it like to be famous? Dude, and I'm just like, your shit's so much less boring than me and Mr. Coleman. Yeah, no, sorry, you don't know things. I was like, they're nice people. I'm sure they're cool. No doubt about it. But me and Mike have so much more cool stuff to talk about.
Bro,
legit.
This is literally just the first. Like, this is like the first. The first. And then we will continue to go from here. And then here's the thing. All right, we might not have that same fame, but we've been around the block.
No, we're good.
We've been around the block. And like, look at Xander. Xander's been around the block. Happy's been around the block. Cassie's been around for a while. Mesmi's been around for a while. So like, we have people who've been around. They know the ropes. We know how to do this.
Yeah.
It's just that some people, obviously, they caught the fame. They got it, and some didn't. And sadly, some of you were getting hit after getting fame, Big shout
out. We got this. There's no worries. Just I think for the people that are watching, because it's cool because we don't have to worry about this. Like, we don't have to like, hey, don't forget to like send us money or whatever. I think the cool part about like our level of our connection with our subscribers, friends, people watching, just like come back and have fun with us again. Because like every time we're on, whether it's me, you on your channel, or you and me on my channel, it's just like just come back and have fun with us. Because that's all we can offer you. We can't offer you more. We can't offer you fame. We can't offer you like the best comment of the year. But we want like to just come here and have fun. And then if like 10 years later, like we all become like super celebrities of Joe Rogan podcast, that's cool. But until then, make sure to just stop on my channel, Cassie Casper's channel. Although I don't know if she's making new channels, but I know she's still working with Talk to Me in Korean. She's legit. Mesmi, Michael, all the people. Make sure to like hang out with Bob Mokcha and Happy, because we are the most legit people you'll ever meet.
That's right.
Because we don't care. Because we don't care if you give us money. That's the difference. We don't care if you give us money. If you never give us $1, we don't care.
We don't care.
We care that you like. I know Mike. I've talked to Mike. Legit. I've talked to Mike, and it's like if you send us a message that is the coolest thing that's happened to us the week. That's it. Period. Forget it. You're like, oh well, I've bought his stick. No. Just be legit with Mike. Be legit with me. With Paul here. With Bob Munch and Happy. That's all I want from you. And never give us $1, and we'll be happy. Why? Partially because we have other jobs and we can survive. But then also because we love you. Anyway, what's my name?
And we do this. Oh, what's up? Oh, is that Ben? Hold on. Who was that? Ben Shika, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream. Yeah. But yeah, we do this because we love it, right? We do this because it's fun. We enjoy interacting with good people. The people that we don't like, obviously, they're either hidden from the channel or we erase their comments, so you never see it because they exist. I do all the time. You guys are wonderful people, and you kind of keep us going. You keep us going, and I mean, there were so many times where I looked at just quitting, just stopping YouTube, and it's so much easier just to stop. But then,
what you do is make a YouTube video where like, I hate comments. Here's my new comment video. That's what I do. That's my video 2 videos ago, by the way. Before I go, Mike, leave this video and go to my video right after this. Then we're good, right?
Yes. Okay.
It's up. It's online right now. It's right here.
I can't make it pop up. I'm sorry.
It's coming, man. So go to my video after this. Thank you, Mike, for letting me be on the channel. Because by the way, we will be here forever. I will watch you and Mesmi on Wednesday, and then I expect the 3 of us to hang out without other people because I need some girl advice from Esme, and she's gonna be
Yeah.
here.
Well, I was going to ask you, did you want to be on Wednesday?
I'll come late. I'll come late. Let you guys do your thing first, and I'll come late.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, now Alex is officially out.
Say goodbye to your boys. I will say goodbye.
Okay.
Alex Sears at youtube.com. Just kidding. That's not right. See you soon. Bye.
Later, man.
Your boys. I will say goodbye. How do I get out?
Just close the window.
I don't know what to do. Leave studio.
That's Alex Seegers, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Seegers. So I guess that will probably be my cue. I was going to take it all the way to 2 hours just because it's an hour and 55 minutes. So I was just going to hit an even 2 hours. Yeah. So keep in mind, Alex has been he's been dieting. He has not been drinking whatsoever for months. So now he's finally had his first sip of gin and juice, is some lean, from what we like to call it. And now he's feeling it. So Alex right now is chilling. But we do have Rose in the chat. What's up, Rose? How you doing? Thank you. We got some people who love the stream. Thank you, everybody, for loving the stream. Will Korean people with lightly tan skin tone? Oh, will Korean people like slightly tan skin tone? I guess. I mean, if they don't like lightly tan people, then you know I'm in trouble. Because I definitely know lightly tan. Been a good stream, bro. Alex has been a good stream, bro. We're trying to turn this into an actual show. So I'm gonna have to chat with Alex when he isn't slizzard. So about that and everything. Have these more often. We do need to have these more often. I can't do it for 2 months. Rose says hello, everybody, by the way. She says hello. I can't do it for 2 hours. I said 2 months. I can't do it for 2 hours just because I got a life and a job. Nothing Xander says is good advice. A lot of what he says is good, just not in live streams. Xander says ... He says ellipsis. I'm glad you guys really enjoyed this. It's really tricky, right? There's so much we can say, so much that I would love to like get into, but I can't just because again, we got kids, we got my students. So, I want to be really careful in the things that I say. But regardless, there's certain things that we cannot say, but still keep the content strong and good. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Marlena's like, I love the content. I gotta pop this up. I'm glad you're loving the format, man. I'm glad you're loving the format. This was something I've been wanting to do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get an intro for this and everything. And you see it says powered by StreamYard right here. That's gonna go away for the next one. So we're gonna go ahead and really make this thing even more official. I've always wanted to do podcasts, but just never took to make the leap. Hopefully this is the leap. So how old are my students? They're all 5th graders. So that's like 10 years old, 11 years old. Let me see. Y'all need disco light. Alex needs some dampening. I'm gonna see Alex at some point. I'm gonna mess with him too for this. This is interesting, even though I missed a lot of it. Mike, this live was so entertaining. Good job. Thank you so much. I thought I just saw Rose comment. What'd she say? Maybe we can have one. You talking about a live? Like, you want to do a podcast, Rose? I'm gonna walk out this door and come look you in the eye and be like, "You want to be in a podcast?" The problem is, even if I had you in a podcast, like, you would be like, ooh, like really shy. But if you want to do it, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you no, Rose. I'm not gonna tell you no. I'd love to have you. You guys can tell I'm relaxed and getting ready for bed. Like, I literally have my belt on my neck. I have my belt on my neck. I'm about to go eat some Fruit Loops in a second. Okay, the comment highlighting feature is dope, right? Isn't this dope? This is so dope, yo. I love this. Rose wants a kid, not a podcast. Rose don't want. Oh, you are special. You are special. Of course, you're special. Well, no doubt. No, Rose ain't trying to have no kids right now. That I do know. Me high in a dark room. Okay, so Rose will be podcasting in a dark room. Thank you, Rosie. Belt off means bedtime. Do you sleep with your belt on your neck? No, I don't get down like that. Unless I have my leather mask with me and my red rubber ball. Sorry, that was a little too much. That's how I know. That's how Amy's like, yeah, it's getting too late because now he's starting to lose it too. Rose did a great job the one time she jumped on the stream. She did. She did it really good. We need a rose cast. I think he meant a baby goat. I love the screaming goats. Anyway, let me shut up. I had to bet myself that you would highlight my comment when I praise the highlighting feature. Bro, you won that bet. You won that bet. A rose cast. We'll get Rose up here at some point. And then I have a few videos I'm releasing with my homie Jinsun. And so those are going to get released. And then I'll probably get her on the stream as well on this, just for her to talk. And then you guys can meet her and talk to her and stuff like that. So the hidden side of Mike. S, 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 M, M, M. I need a dog, but my father says, no. I feel you. I like dogs too, but we can't have dogs here. My father said, no, I want my dog. It's like a MAGA exposed. Bam. You can't run. You guys can't run. Anyway, let me go ahead and shut up. Now, sorry. Ooh, no, stop it. Stop it. You have a red room. I don't have a red room, but I can make this room red.
Welcome to the red room.
Sorry. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go because I just lost it. I like this. I might do this color for the next stream, y'all. I like this. The red room. By the way, big shout out to Xanda for recommending the lights and this background and these lights down here. And happy for the microphone. I feel like We Fancy basically built my studio without actually building my studio. Quick question. Gina Kim is having a dog can help you attract a partner. You agree, Michael? It's the same in the US, man. Like if you were walking through a park and then like you have a cute little dog and you just let it go and it just like jumps all over these ladies. It's a good entry point. You're like, I'm sorry, my dog just jumped on you. What's up? My name is Mike. Like, hey, it works. What's your favorite breed? Mine is a beagle and a golden retriever. I love golden retrievers. I can't have one here though. Too big. Okay. Get thee to bed. Okay, now I'm going to bed. You guys, y'all be cool. Thanks for joining the stream. If you haven't, make sure you also wait. Guys, don't leave yet. Alex is gonna kill me if I don't do this. Please make sure you go watch Alex's video. Alex worked really hard on his video, and here I'll even show you his video. Wait for it. I should troll Alex and then like we all watch his video on here, but then he'll be like, Mike, that's messed up. That's messed up, Mike. Because that makes me views and he just lost all those views. Right here, y'all. Alex, you're still here. I'm just joking. So here's Alex's video. Please make sure you check out Alex's video where he talks about American stereotypes and why you're wrong. Well, kinda. LOL. Make sure you also smash that sub button because I smashed it. Not only did I smash it, not only did I hit the subscribe button, but I also got the bell personalized. So please make sure you personalize that bell, ladies and gentlemen. Alex would appreciate that. All right, you still here, bro? You still here? I got you, man. Anyway, y'all be cool. I'll do my Sailor Moon thing. Peace. Fighting evil by moonlight. How do I cut this thing off? By daylight. Never running from a real fight. She is the one named Sailor Skate.